So now we're at the good part of delivering our services as a cleaning company. If you've been with me so far and you've watched the other videos, thank you. Um, you're in the weeds, especially on the last video, and in this video, we'll kind of stay in the background of how HubSpot could be utilized by a cleaning company. So appreciate you tuning in and following along. So we'll dive right in. My name is Ryan Schweihart. If you haven't watched the previous videos, I'd encourage you to go back and watch them. I'm the founder of Whole Heart Impact, where I help organizations consolidate their client operations into HubSpot. So what we've done so far is we've had our hypothetical cleaning company, Shine and Smile Eco Clean. We've gone through this client map. We've gone through what these touch points would look like from a client perspective. We dove into the pre-sale pieces and how they're built out from a decently high level, but also in-depth level within HubSpot, within Zapier. I think those are the main tools that we used. And then now we're on to the point of sale touch point. So as a cleaning company, we deliver cleaning services. Now's the time to deliver those cleaning services. So where we left off in the last video, the client had essentially just signed the quote or their agreement. Now what we want to do is get them to schedule their first cleaning. Then we'll go ahead and execute the cleaning, and then we'll collect payment. So that's pretty much how the outline will go for this video. And we'll leverage kind of the same format as the previous video where we'll walk through each touch point. So the first piece is to schedule their cleaning. Um, the booking link, meeting scheduler is what HubSpot calls it, is what we're going to leverage. So I'll go ahead and click on this piece here, maybe. And here's the meeting link or booking link that we have set up for, in our case, Cleaning Crew A. Now there's a couple ways that you could go about it. If we go back here to meeting scheduler, create scheduling page, you can do a group schedule, a one-on-one, and then someone can kind of be the point person to invite other people for the cleaning crew. Um, I guess in general, my recommendation would be to be a little bit more manual initially before getting too cute and clever with automation and scheduling people out, because this is a pretty key piece to the business and delivering it effectively and efficiently. So maybe having some of that human oversight initially would be beneficial, but then eventually you could get more automated with some of this stuff. So what I had done is a group cleaning, and so it allowed for the ability to schedule with multiple people on your team. That's probably not the way to go. Honestly, the way to go is probably a one-on-one, like I was saying, have that person be the point person that then invites, the other people as needed. So maybe a crew head or something like that that leads the cleaning crew if you have two or more people would be the person that receives that booking, and then it's up to them to manage and loop in the other people in the crew. So basically, it all looked the same. If you have just a one-on-one, you just won't have this team members tab. But go ahead and put in all the information that you need. You can even do personalization tokens, input personalization tokens. Leave the location kind of blank, and then you would either update it with automation after the fact, or again, manually with the address from the record itself in HubSpot. You can put in description information, the scheduling piece. I prefer to keep it simple. I'd say that. So here's where you customize the timing, how long you want the scheduling or cleanings to be, um, when you want them to be available. Do you want them to be able to be um, booked outside of working hours? So if you have a 3.5 hour duration, it won't run past 5 p.m. in this situation. Don't forget about these additional settings down here where you can update the avatar that's displayed here on the meeting scheduler page. You can customize how far out you want to allow people to book. 2 weeks seems kind of tight of a window, so you may actually want to bump this up to 4 or 6 weeks out, giving people some of that optionality, flexibility. Minimum notice time, again, just kind of go through these settings and set them up however you need and based on what's needed for your cleaning crew. For the form, you'll have to collect first name, last name, email. You'll have already probably, you'll have gotten their square footage and some of that other stuff. So I don't think you'll really need to get much of anything else here, but you have that optionality. Um, I kind of like to allow guests. This is a newer feature to an extent. So that way, if they want to send it to their work email or a spouse or something like that, it gives them that optionality here in this add guest piece whenever they're going to fill out the form. You can always check out the additional settings to see if it's something that you need. You have the ability to redirect to another page or just to display the default confirmation. Default confirmation works in our situation. There's the ability to leverage automation. We've got a confirmation email that's being sent. We've got a pre-meeting reminder 1 day before, 3 days before. You actually now have the ability to customize your reminder email. So if you do want to link to a pre-cleaning checklist or anything like that, you have that optionality to just build that out directly from the meetings page here, and you don't have to set up other automations or other workflows, emails, and stuff like that. Just I'd recommend leveraging these pre-meeting reminders and yeah, go about it that way. So that's the meeting scheduler page. Whenever they book the meeting, it'll come through in HubSpot. So let's go to one of the ones that we had done earlier. I think that this one, not that one. Let's go in here. So Jane Smith was one that we had done. So whenever the meeting came through, we have this. So what actually happened is I was looking at the deal. Jane Smith is the one that had the meeting, created the meeting from the booking link, and so it was on her contact record page. We could set it up to where it would automatically flow into the deal, but in order to manually put it on the deal, I can just expand the meeting invite that she had sent in and go ahead and click this to associations in the bottom right, look for her deal, Jane Smith, and associate it that way. So you just check the box and now it's on there. So if I were to navigate to the deal, I see that meeting, that same meeting here. It depends on how you want to potentially manage these. Right now I've got Google Calendar connected, and so these are going into Google Calendar. It may be a little bit easier to update and manage from there, but you have this actions drop down to edit and tweak as needed. But yeah, essentially you'll make sure that everything's good to go for your meetings and your cleaning crews. You'll have it in what I would consider the cleaning scheduled portion. So if you have an upcoming one, you'll put it in this cleaning scheduled stage and manage it that way. So yeah, that's the high level. I don't really have a lot of like examples built out to show what it would look like in mass, but yeah, that's something that if you need help with, let me know. We could talk through a little bit more the best option depending on if you really want to use Google Calendar to kind of manage the scheduling or Outlook, or if you want to use HubSpot. I think they just came out with a indexes page for meetings. It may be in beta, but that's something to consider, that a page like this is either available or going to be available or is in beta for the meetings piece. So just keep an eye on that. That may be a way to help you manage your schedulings and your cleanings and stuff like that. So that's the booking. We have our reminder messages. Again, that was done from the booking link itself. Now it's time to perform the cleaning. I'm actually going to show my phone to show what it would look like from a cleaning crew's perspective. So let me get that pulled up real quick. Okay, so I've got my phone pulled up. I'm in the HubSpot app, pretending like I'm a cleaner or the manager of the cleaning crew. What I had actually done is I went ahead and rescheduled this meeting by just going here to Actions, Edit, and change the start time to today and save that, and it sent the update. So when I did that, it kind of puts it a little bit more in the front portion of the upcoming schedule. And so as a cleaner, I can just pull up HubSpot. It's got the homepage here, and I can go ahead and see the schedule that I have going on. I can just click on that, and basically, the address would be in there, but technically it's here on the deal, and so then I can click on the deal, and the big thing that the cleaning crew would do is they would update this stage here in the top. So again, you'll have a scheduler or something like that. Um, that over time could be automated, but um, it would be in the cleaning scheduled stage, and they move it to cleaning in progress. Typically, the recommendation would be to do this when they're on their way so that they can leverage the on the way functionality that we have built out. So you go ahead and select cleaning in progress. Whenever you do that, you have the ability to go ahead and put in about how long it'll be until you get to that destination. So this gives a little bit of functionality to where it's not just a 15-minute canned response whenever the crew may need to drive for 30 minutes or something like that. You can put in the number of minutes, and let's say it's 30, click save. Now essentially the cleaning's in progress. If someone were on the scheduling side and we're trying to keep track, make sure everyone was getting there and stuff, you could kind of keep an eye on the stages within HubSpot and come over here and see that essentially now the cleaning is in progress for this. This was done from the mobile app itself. And so if we were to click on it, we could even see who moved the deal in this case in the pipeline. So the client will receive a text message stating how long it'll take until they're going to be there. They're on the way. Then the crew will do their thing, do the cleaning, and right now I think there's some potential to even hone this in a little bit more with updates and stuff. If you really wanted to get granular of like halfway done or um, give them a little bit of heads up rather than go from cleaning in progress to cleaning done. But that's how it's set up currently. Is once they're done, they move um, the deal to cleaning done. So technically, they would do this more so from the phone itself. If I go refresh this, click on it, go here, it's going to show that's cleaning done because I did it from the web app itself. But yeah, the cleaning crew would be the ones responsible for moving it to cleaning done. Whenever that gets done, it'll send a text message to the client to say, hey, we're all done. Your clean home is waiting for you. So that was shown in the second video in this series. That's all that we really have set up for the cleaning piece. I've got another video that shows how to potentially send a email or a photo in an email. And so I may link to that somewhere to highlight that capability. Again, the capabilities are however granular you want it to be, but I think at a minimum you'd want an on the way and a done kind of communication, whether it's text or email. That's up to you. But that's what we have highlighted here. And then the payment piece will be the last piece of this video. And so what we have here, essentially what you're going to do on the deal itself is you'll go ahead and there's a few different ways to potentially do it, but go ahead and add a subscription. You can create a new subscription, convert deal to subscription. Let's go ahead and do that. then basically everything should be set up as needed. You've got your discount that we put in there. Read through and adjust any of these settings as needed, but then you'll just hit create subscription. And then since we already have one created, I'm gonna hold off on doing that. And then we have an email that sends that subscription with a template. Again, manual for now. There is the optionality to potentially automate some of this stuff as it gets more honed in. We'll go ahead and select the template, and we want to do the one-time cleaning payment. Now, whenever they go ahead and process this subscription, it'll set up for the recurrence that we set up. So all that you really need to do is go ahead and highlight this text, insert the payment, or I guess a way to do it would be to preview it here. It's going to give you an invoice, so that's probably the way to go. So we'll go ahead and grab it. The way I did it in the video, the other videos, you can go ahead and highlight this text and insert. Actually, I did a colon and space, inserted the invoice, and it was 1009 that we had created. And so, yeah, that's what you would insert there. It puts in the link to the invoice. This one was already paid earlier, but that's how it would be set up. And you can send it and go from there. If you need to edit the subscription, you can hover over like I was about to do, click on this preview piece, edit subscription, need to push out payments or things like that, remove line items, you can do that, update the subscription. It'll send a, notification email automatically to the client that the subscription was updated and have a summary of the changes. So yeah, that's kind of it from a high level. We can get more detailed on that cleaning piece, maybe even putting together things like a progress tracker or whatever you want to call it, that would kind of show the different stages that a cleaning crew is at, depending on the length of the cleaning. Because I know, sometimes people are out and about running errands and they're like, well, is the cleaning crew still there or not? If they could pull this up and see just how far along the cleaning crew is, that could again be another thing that sets you apart from some of the other cleaners that may be out there. So I'll end the video at this point, and then in the final video of this series, we'll get into the post-sale touch points. It should be pretty quick and pretty straightforward. A lot of similar concepts and stuff that we've utilized in other portions of this overall touch point map will be highlighted, but we'll stop there. Bye for now.